Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's Monday, that means it's time for a movie Monday, and we're going through the DC animated films. Today we're talking about Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. That's right, everybody. Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. This is
Jelani, Bullard.
This is
Brooks.
And today we're going to be talking about Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. We've been going through the DC animated films. I'm going to tell you guys, I think Superman, Batman, Public Enemies is one of the better ones. I think this one's fantastic. It's amazing. It's based on the Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness, Superman, Batman comic book series. It started off with this Public Enemy story. It kind of wrapped up this whole President-Lex storyline. Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness, Joe Kelly, Stuart Immonen, J.M. DeMatteis, other people were doing a whole bunch of Superman books. They did this whole President-Lex. Lex Luthor becomes president, right? And this storyline in the comic books was kind of like the wrap-up of all of that. But it was also a great team-up between Batman and Superman. The comic book was decent. It was pretty good. Great artwork. A decent story. Felt like out of place, out of nowhere. A lot of things just happened suddenly. But the movie irons all that out. I love this movie so much. The animation style in this movie does a great job of taking Ed McGuinness' style. In these previous DC animated films, they kind of have their own little style. It's kind of like the Bruce Timm style, but just a little bit different. But in this one, they really kind of took the tone and style of Ed McGuinness and the work that he was doing on the book and really brought that forth in an animation style that I just adore. I think it looks great. I think the story is great. I think the story is actually streamlined and a whole lot better than the original comic book by Jeff Loeb was. Love the art direction of this film. Love the voice cast. You got Kevin Conroy back as Batman. You got Tim Daly back as Superman. And you got Clancy Brown back as Lex Luthor. And that's the most important thing. And this may be a Superman-Batman film, but I definitely argue that one of the main characters in this movie is Lex Luthor, and he's done so well, and I love it. I love the President-Lex storyline when it happened in the comic books. I think it's severely underrated today. I love this movie. I love that we got something out there in the DC animated world that kind of captures that story. I really think this is really good. When I rewatched it, it's kind of spooky. A little scary, especially towards the beginning.
Yeah.
We won't get too much into that, but I love this movie. I adore it. Of course, Conroy, Daly, and Brown as Batman, Superman, and Lex, respectively. You can't get better than that. Those are the voices of Batman, Superman, and Lex for us. Those are from the animated series. It's amazing, and we love it so much. So I love this movie. I think it's really, really good. I think it's one of the strongest ones. Jelani, what do you think about it?
I agree. I love this film. For me, like, the storyline was perfect. It was streamlined. This music on top of it.
A brilliant,
I love
score.
the score of this film. It's watchable. I can watch this more than once. And it's Batman at his finest. It is Superman at his finest.
Yes.
And it's drawn in the style of Ed McGuinness. On top of that, I mean, it's so close to that comic. It makes this makes everything pop. They do change little things, and like what was it, Captain Mercury or what's
Captain
his name?
Adam?
Captain Adam.
Mercury.
I called him Captain Mercury for some reason. But
We're gonna write that comic book.
Captain Mercury.
We're gonna write the Captain Mercury comic.
But yeah, he's replaced by like Major Force. Or Major Force.
Well, Captain Adam's in there.
Captain
Major
Adam's
Force
in
is
it,
in
but
there.
Major Force is in there. But Major Force does.
Was Major Force not in the original book?
No, Major Force wasn't in the original book. He was the. They made him do what Captain Adam did in the book.
Okay.
You know,
Man,
the double cross thing.
Time.
It's been that long, but they use Major Force to do what Captain Adam did. That's what that little difference. But at the same time, I don't care.
It preserves Adam as a character, though. Yeah.
It does. It really does. So I'm okay with what happened. I love Waller in this film.
She's great.
She's great in this film. I love the setup. The way they do it in the comic is exactly how they do it in this movie. And the setup of Superman becoming the enemy of the state. Because,
the whole setup with Metallo, and like the way that Jeff Loeb had written Metallo. That's so cool, and it comes right along in this.
And like it's such a clean film. Like I said, I can watch this more than once. I love it. I absolutely adore it.
Speaking of absolutely adoring, we absolutely adore, me and Jelani do. Brooks over here. Brooks, what do you think about Superman, Batman, Public Enemies? Did you like that segue?
Yeah.
We adore you.
Thanks.
What do you think about the film?
I'm okay.
It's bad. I don't like it.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I like it. I think this is probably the best one I've seen so far.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it has a lot has to do with just the way they portray Superman and Batman's friendship.
Yeah.
Like Superman's like just in the Batcave just talking, like he knows he's annoying Batman, but he doesn't care. And then Batman's like, "Argh." Yeah.
After Superman gets shot with a bullet, isn't there a line where he's like something like you lose a sense of humor? And he's like, you need to get one. And like, I love that. And the other little bit, like, by the way, he's like, I could have carried you, and he's like, just between you and me.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Right, like I love that, and that's something that's from the comic book. Jeff Loeb does that so well. What else do you
It's
like?
like you're late.
Do you like Lex in this film?
Yeah, Lex is.
Oh, Lex is great, is he not?
Lex is really funny.
President Lex. What do
And
you
it
think about
goes
that?
insane.
I really liked it. Like, cause he's acting all normal and presidential and stuff, but then behind the scenes he's like, supervillain Lex Luthor.
Yeah, injecting himself with kryptonite,
Kryptonite
making out with
steroids.
Amanda Waller out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
Crazy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Lex bits is at the end of the film when they're carting him away, and he's like, I'm the president. I'm the president. And they're putting him in the thing, and he goes, God bless America. God bless me.
Yeah.
And just close the door.
the door.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of this movie, so they all do this PG-13 thing, and they kind of force it sometimes. But in this one, they kind of force it with a little joke at the end. When he's like, 20% of Americans would vote for Lex Luthor for president. Also, 20% of Americans want to be blanked in the blank with a hot poker. And that's kind of funny, and I like it. But, dude, that opening hit a little close, right? Oh, my
that's
goodness.
a little on the nose.
But I really, really do like this film. The art style is amazing. What do you think about the art style?
Yeah, that's good.
Animation's great.
Yeah, like I think they've all been great.
Yeah.
They definitely got the animation. They know how to portray the characters well.
Yes.
In a two-dimensional animated.
Yeah.
Story.
And, Jelani, you were talking about the music in this film. And the music is great. But, dude, what about that title sequence? Best title sequence in the DC animated movie yet that we were watching. Like, seriously, that thing is so amazing. It's on par with the animation, like opening title sequences for, like, the Marvel films and things like that. Like, it's so poppy. It's very graphic. And dude, it's just
shows so much
it's
in
perfect.
the clips it needs.
Yes.
It's
If I had to say one negative thing about this movie, it has nothing to do with this movie, and it just has to do with Power Girl's costume, and I think it's ridiculous. And that's just how it is, right? But aside from that, this movie is just spot on for me. I love Lex Luthor. I love this. He's president. He finally gets everything he wants, and it's not enough, and he just goes completely bonkers crazy. He actually succeeds in turning not just the nation, but some of the superheroes against right?
Superman.
One bad thing also about this movie is they don't show how Batman and Superman take out Shazam and Captain Marvel at the end. They don't really show that.
It's not
so
really
aside
good.
from that, though, it's pretty fun. It's pretty spot on. I really do like this movie. I love the animation style. I love it.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Oh, yeah, man. 110%.
Absolutely. So we do a ranking system here. Out of 5 possible you digs, Jelani, I want to know what you rank Superman, Batman, Public Enemy.
It's a 5. It is the best one
perfect
we've seen.
score.
It's the first one I've seen so far. And like I said, I can watch it again. The whole point of these films is what's the watchability for it for me, and I can pop this in now and watch it again, and then probably tomorrow. And if it was on like a TV show, like a cable channel, and I'm just breezing through, I'll stop. I'll watch it. The story was great. I liked the comic. I liked the art. I like how they portrayed Superman and Batman's entire role. This is what they're supposed to be. Even in the Superman Batman movie, which we really need to do. We really need to do that one. But
we'll get to some live action DC eventually.
It's exactly how this should have turned out, and how the villains were made, how everything was prepared. I love this film, so I give it a 5.
5-star review. 5 you digs. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about this movie? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you rank it?
I give it 5 too.
Whoa! 5 you digs. Why do you love this one so much?
Well, I think one thing is I really this is the movie I wanted Batman v Superman to be. Yeah. But I think I like Batman v Superman. I think it's an alright movie, but I want it to be more like this.
I gotcha.
Have the characters more, how they act,
Right.
I think the Superman and Batman in this movie work off each other a lot better than they did in the live action movies.
Okay.
They're friends.
And yeah.
Well, they also have the benefit of having their friendship be established for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
In BVS, they had just met. And they just met with Batman trying to F up Superman. You know what I'm saying? But 5 you digs. 5 you digs. I'm going to go 4.5. Not quite as high as you guys, but I love this movie. I think it's one of the best DC animated films. I was actually not looking forward to rewatching this because I like the comic book story, but I think it's okay. I did not remember how on fire this movie was. This movie is great. Brilliant voice cast, a great spotlight on Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is perfect in this movie. I love it. I love a Lex that's like, I love the corporate mogul Lex, and I love the crazy mad scientist Lex. And when you give me both of them put together, that's my favorite Lex Luthor. Superman, Batman, they're great. Tim Daly is Superman's voice to me. Yep. Kevin Conroy is Batman's voice to everybody. Yeah. Love this movie. 4.5, 5. That's a pretty high ranking for an average of 9.77654349431450096.
That's a lot of numbers.
I did the math in my head.
Well done.
Anyway, let us know what you think about this movie in the comments down below. Next week, be sure to join us. We're going to be talking about Justice League Crisis on 2 Earths. It's kind of like, you know, the Crime Syndicate. It's going to be that one. Dwayne McDuffie wrote that. One of the last projects I think he worked on before he sadly passed away. So we're excited to be talking about that next week. So be sure to join us next Monday for Crisis on 2 Earths. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. This is
Jelani Bullard.
This is We Are the Pop Culture Philosophers. Join us at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. And you dig?